Hello, welcome to Gentle Yoga with Leo Gray, here on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook. Check out the schedule of daily offerings, stop by the tip jar to contribute to support us, and YouTubers, please subscribe to the YouTube channel for us. We'll start out today down on our backs, actually. With the soles of the feet together, knees splayed out, if that's comfortable. If it's not, you could just rest the soles of your feet on the mat and let your knees lean in towards each other. If you do have your knees out, you could put blocks between the outside of your knees and the floor to support the weight of your legs for a more passive starting posture. Maybe just rest your hands on the floor, or if you like, rest your hands on your body. It can be nice to feel for your heartbeat or feel the movement of your breath with a hand on your belly, or just the grounding weight of your hands is nice, maybe on the thighs, wherever you like. Whatever's comfortable for you, close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Focusing on your breath, letting it slow down and get deeper as you settle into your comfortable stillness, allowing for adjustments. This is not statue practice. It's okay to move. Comfort is often a moving target. Notice how your breathing changes your contact with the floor. How these slower, deeper breaths feel in this posture. Where do you feel those inhales? What changes on the exhales? Now scan your body, taking in everything that's going on, or everything that's noticeable to you. Whatever sensations are present, whatever is making itself known, whatever is speaking up as you begin to listen in more closely to your body. Make particular note of anything that doesn't feel good. If there's any soreness or any stiffness anywhere, keeping these things in mind as we practice will allow you to find the practice that's best for you by skipping or modifying whatever you need to. You're always welcome to do what's best for you. And that might not be what's best for me. That might not be what I'm doing. It's okay to do more. It's okay to do less. It's okay to do something different. Whenever your mind may wander, your attention will drift. It happens to everyone. Just gently redirect, come back to your breath, come back to noticing what's going on in your body. If you wish to add any intention more specifically for yourself, you can go ahead and do so. And let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths.
If your knees are splayed out, bring your hands to your knees and let your arms lift your knees towards each other so the soles of your feet come to rest on the mat. Move your blocks out of the way, shove them down by your feet or move them up behind your head. And we're going to go right into a sequence with the strap that we more often include near the end of practice. Today we'll do it near the beginning and see how that feels different. Bringing the strap under both feet and holding one end of the strap in each hand. Staying grounded here. Back of the head, shoulder blades and sacrum all on the floor. Reach your hands and feet up. Point your toes up at the ceiling. Point your toes down towards your face. And let your feet relax. Slide your feet apart. Slide your feet back towards each other. Take your right foot out of the strap, press the back of your right leg down to the floor. Hold the strap in your right hand. Reach your left arm out to the side. Draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Keeping your shoulders grounded. And we'll spend a couple minutes in each of the 4 positions we usually do. Sometimes when we do this closer to the end of practice, maybe we just do 4 or 5 or 6 breaths in each position. It's a very different experience to spend a couple minutes and you decide how it's going to go. See where your leg wants to go, inviting it to go further if that seems like a good idea in your body. You can always let your limbs go slack. You can adjust the position of your arm and the tension on the strap to invite your leg to come over further, but only as much as you want. You don't have to just keep trying to go further. You can pause where you are. You can let things relax and back off. Breathing into any profound sensation, any tightness that you detect as you explore the stretch. Picture sending your breath to the tight spots. Bring everything back up to center. So that's how long 2 minutes is. Switch hands on the strap. Press down on the front of your right hip with your right hand. Let your limbs gently fall over to the left. Try to keep the right cheek on the ground. Keep the pelvis squared to the floor. And on this outward movement, maybe your leg touches down to the floor fairly soon. Maybe it doesn't at all. It's going to vary for everybody. Even if your leg does touch down, you can guide the hip to open further, depending on what your body's telling you. Always relax for a bit or back off. Having done this a lot, my leg generally touches down fairly soon in the movement. But I find still more to explore. Using that strap to guide that leg further open. particularly interesting on these outward openings, the relation between one hip and the other as things progress. What happens on one side affecting the other. You may find different benefit or different sensation by engaging the right leg, the right foot. You might find it's gone slack. You might let it rest perpendicular to the floor or actually flex the toes towards the shin. Let's be very gentle to come out of this, bring it all back to center line. And we'll switch, raise the right leg and step into the strap. Take the left foot out, press the left leg down. Reach the right arm to the side. Draw your leg to the left and turn your head to the right. Bring everything back up to center. Switch hands on the strap. Press down on the front of your left hip. Let your limbs fall over to the right. Remember here, in addition to exploring how far the right leg might want to go, you can explore different degrees of engagement in the left foot and left leg while keeping that left hip down with the left hand.
Nice and easy, come back to center. Lift your left leg, draw your knees in, and set your strap aside. Hug your knees, rock side to side or roll in circles to massage your back against the floor. And make your way up to a seat. You can do that by hugging your knees and rocking front to back, or tipping onto one side, going through fetal position, lifting up that way, pressing your arm to the floor. Find grounding, find the length of your spine, sitting tall. Bring your arms to the side, rest your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm out and up alongside your ear. And then let your arm drape across your head. Let your fingertip rest by your ear. Let the weight of your arm draw your head to the left. For further extension, you might raise your right hand just a little and reach out through your fingertips. Maybe you can tune into the position where the trapezius muscle in the side of the neck there is at its longest. Your right hand's raised, let it down. Let your neck stay passive. Let your left hand slide across and slide down, and use your arm to nudge your head back to the middle. Let that hand down. Inhale, raise your right arm. As you exhale, let it drape over. And let the weight of it draw your head to the right. If you like, lift your left hand a little, reach out through the fingertips. If your left hand is raised, put it down. Allow your neck to remain passive. Let your hand slide over and down. Now let the arm do the work. Let that hand down. Walk your left hand behind you as you bring your right hand to your left knee. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Explore with each breath. If your body wants to go further, if there seems to be room for that, if that feels helpful. Let yourself unwind, come through center. Walk your right hand behind you and bring your left hand across. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to see about twisting some more. Let yourself unwind and come back. Rest your hands in front of you and walk them forward as far as you can. Let your neck disengage. Most simple forward fold. Don't even worry about the shape of it. Breathe into wherever in your back you're feeling the most sensation or the most tightness. Walk your hands over to the left, letting your head track with your arms. Walk your hands back through center and on over to the right. Walk your hands back to the center and then back in towards you. Rest your hands on your knees. Inhale, draw your heart forward and let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward. Take a few more breaths like that. Seated cow and cat. And then let's make our way up onto our hands and knees. Hips above knees, shoulders above wrists. Reach back with your right foot, press against the ball of your foot. Play with flexing your foot to rock forward and back. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. See how much feels right for you. If it feels okay, you might rock all the way forward until your toes flip. Rest the top of your toes. Deep stretch in the calf there. And then pause, pressing into the ball of the foot again. Inhale, reach your left arm forward, thumb pointing up. To go further, if you like, pick your right foot up and reach straight back in the air. And then if you like, bend your knee, reach back. See if you can take hold of your foot, kick against your hand, lift your knee and chin. Release, lower down. Take 3 or 4 breaths of cow pose and cat pose. Then come back to table. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. Slowly and gently explore that rocking forward and back by flexing your foot. It feels good to you, by the way, this movement where you rock over the tips of the toes and onto the top of the foot can be good preparation for transitioning from cobra or upward facing dog to downward facing dog. There's different ways of doing that. Some folks prefer to put one foot over and then the other, and then press back and up. And some like to do it kind of all in one fluid movement. So both feet rock like this from the tops of the toes to the ball of the foot as you lift your pelvis up and back, going from the heart opener to the down dog. And let's stop with the rocking, pressing into the ball of the foot again. On an inhale, reach your right arm forward. If you like, on an inhale, pick your left foot up, reach straight back. And if you like, bend your knee and reach back, see about taking that bind. Release and lower down. And take some cows and cats. After your next exhale, coming back through table, we'll start to stand. You could use blocks under your hands if you like. Step your right foot up between your hands and then your left. Hang out in forward fold, maybe keeping blocks under your hands or setting them aside. Sway back and forth, bend one leg, then bend the other. Heavy arms, heavy head, drawing down towards the floor. Now lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands down to your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back. Let it down. Then your right shoulder up, back, down. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and have a hug or take eagle arms. If in eagle, move elbows and hands forward and up. Feel the space between the shoulder blades open. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, cross the other way. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, face front. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, face front. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers overhead, turn your palms up and reach your palms up and look up with your hands, lift up your heart. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale to bend to the right. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let your arms down. Do a couple sun salutations. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Allow your hips to settle down in line with your knees and shoulders. Your knees can be on the ground if a shorter plank is better for you. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Maybe on the next one halfway, maybe all the way then too. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height feels okay for your lower back. Exhale, rock back it up to down dog. There's that rolling over the toes, but maybe you go more gradually past your table. When you get to your down dog, pedal your feet up and down. Just as there's always more than one way to do living posture, there's more than one way to transition from one to the other. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. As you exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back and up to downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to your plank. And this time, let's all lower all the way down. And do some exploring down on the floor. Reach your arms out to the sides. Picture them at right angles. Elbows out in line with the shoulders. Wrists in line up above the elbows. Like a cactus or a goalpost. You could rest on your chin, or if that's not comfortable, rest on one cheek. See what's right for you on that. Draw your right knee towards your right elbow. So you're opening the hip, pressing the center of the pelvis to the floor. Now picture the leg at about a right angle. Don't try to look at it. Just picture that knee below that elbow. Picture that ankle below that knee. Inner edge of the foot resting on the floor. So this sequence is called crawling lizard. You might picture a lizard walking up a wall in vaguely this shape. Now you could just breathe there. That could be plenty to do. There are options to go further. If you want to go further, press into your palms, forearms and elbows, and lift your head and chest. That feels okay. You want to go further, walk your hands and your elbows in. So we're going to come to Sphinx arms, if you like. Elbows now under the shoulders, wrists still forward in line with the elbows. That's Sphinx arms. If you want to go further from here, and you don't have to, you could pivot the left arm, bring your left hand over by your right elbow. And then if you want, you can press into your hands and arms, lift your head and chest more. If you want to go further, you can walk your right hand in towards your left. You can bend your left leg. And if you really want to go further, you can reach back and see about a bind here. Can the right hand find the left foot? I just have 2 fingers on my heel, and that's okay. Very involved. Stretch here. Just a few breaths. Goes a long way. Slowly rewind. Release the bind if you have it. Let the foot down. Bring the hand over by the other hand. Scoot the hand forward. Get that forearm planted. Pivot the left arm back to Sphinx arms. Scoot the hands and forearms out, letting the chest and the head come down. Rest on your chin or on one cheek. Bring the right leg back in line with the left. And bring your arms alongside the body, bring your hands by your hips. Let's take a few noticing breaths. Just did a lot. One side of the body is likely to feel pretty different from the other now. Taking that in before repeating it for the other side. When you're ready, bring your arms back to that cactus shape. Take your time to draw the left knee up towards the left elbow, open the hip, let the pelvis lower, let the foot and the leg come to rest, find that position. If you want, press into your arms, lift your head and chest, start to scoot in, take your time, making your way to Sphinx arms if you choose to do so. If you want, pivot the right arm, bring your hand to the left elbow. If you want, press and lift some more, and scoot the left hand back. If you want, bend the right leg, see about the bind. No bind here, no connection with this hand and this foot for me today, and that's okay. Just gonna breathe here. I'm gonna reach back anyway. Release the bind if you've got it, let the leg down, bring your hand forward. Just rewinding bit by bit, going through all the same stages, not skipping anything. Both forearms planted, and back to Sphinx arms. Walk those hands and elbows back out. Lastly, bring the leg back in line, bring the arms back alongside. Best as you like, on your chin or on your cheek. Lift both feet, reach your heels towards your butt, and just let your legs drift back and forth. Let your legs down. Bring your hands in under your shoulders. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest. Come up sort of loosely through cobra. Rock back through table. Make your way to a seat. So you can cross your ankles, walk your hands in, and roll over your ankles, or tip to one hip and spin around. I'm gonna go like this because this is the end where my blocks are. And I'll want my blocks in a little bit. But first, some forward folds. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, allow them to bend. Inhaling, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. Exhaling, think of lowering down some more. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit up. Now bring the soles of your feet together, draw them in as close as you can, heels towards your pelvis. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes between your hands, wiggle on your seat, let that pelvis tilt forward. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward, hinging at the hips, the long spine. See how far down the long spine will go. Wherever it stops lowering, then let your head come down, allow your neck to release and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees and nudge your knees towards each other. Rest your hands on the floor behind you. Walk your feet out by the edges of your mat. Let your knees go over to the right, turn your head to the left. Come back through center, knees to the left, head to the right. Don't worry about how far your legs go. Maybe your knees don't touch down like that. And bring your feet in about hip width apart. Come down onto your back. We'll set up for some bridge pose. If you use blocks, you can put a block between your knees on the middle position. Keep your knees hip width apart like your feet. Pressing into the soles of your feet. Inhale to lift your hips up into bridge. If you want a deeper heart opener, wriggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Clasp your hands, reach your knuckles towards your heels. If you're in that bind, release your hands. Exhale, slowly let your hips down. Explore as you like for a minute, floating up and down. Inhaling to rise, exhaling to lower. Challenge yourself just as much as you like by slowing down or lifting higher or pausing at the top. You can also pause at the bottom. Sometimes we play with adding an extra breath at the top and at the bottom. Make your way to supported bridge, pausing at the top of the movement, placing a block under your sacrum, and letting your weight rest on the block.
Press into the soles of the feet. Inhale to lift up. Move the block that's underneath. Exhale slowly. Lower down. Pause. Move your blocks out of the way. Draw your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rock and roll, massage your back against the floor. Cross your left knee over your right knee. And you might draw your knees towards your chest, or you might let the right foot rest on the floor. The closer your knees are to your chest, the deeper the twist will feel. So you can decide how deep you want it to be. And start here with the foot planted, or here with the knees in close, or somewhere in between. Reach your arms to the sides, keeping your shoulder blades grounded. Let your legs come over to the right and turn your head to the left. And just let your breath bring you out. Let's see what happens. Don't push your legs down. Let them fall and find their way. Actively pressing your hands and arms against the floor may help. The legs to release down. Just keeping the upper body grounded as the lower body twists. Slowly bring everything back up through center and cross your knees the other way. When you're ready, start to twist the other way. Slowly bring it all back to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees in, reach your feet up. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs.
Whenever you feel complete with inverting, you can find your way to Shavasana, final resting pose, integration. Which doesn't have to be posed like this, any posture where you can be comfortable. And maybe this one is not comfortable for you today. You could include practice in the same posture you started practice in if you like. Or any other resting pose where you can be comfortably still for a few minutes. Focusing maybe on your breath or on an intention you had for practice, or just allow your mind to drift. Maybe take some even deeper breaths. Start to explore small movements. Let them lead to bigger and bigger movements. Moving mindfully, taking your time. When you're ready, gently sit up. Put your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice today. Life even sees and honors that same life. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. See you next time.